evening. How are you doing today? Today Monday, 26th. Yes. Today is Monday, 26th May 2025. Umwaka tugutwala. We're almost halfway there. In a couple of days, we're going to turn so but I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of the two inspections I did last week. I did an inspection of a Toyota Primo. And initially, the plan was a Kaundo, but I think along the way it changed. And then we also bought a Toyota Noah. Now, the question is going to be, Toyota Primo. Now, the gentleman called me. I think he texted me first last year. And because he hadn't paid consultation fee, we were not able to engage further, so we kept then the engagement stalled. And then this year, he finally contacted me and paid a consultation fee, and then we engaged a little more. And then when we talked, he told me he wanted to buy a Kaundo. He already had a dealer where we were supposed to buy. Now, when he told me he had a dealer, I was simply now waiting to go to the dealer and inspect the cars. And the plan was a Kaundo. And we made a program for me to finally go. And yeah, he knew all the figures for inspection. And when the day came, it was the Thursday. So I wasn't supposed to run on Thursday, but because on Friday I was not going to be able to run, I ran in the morning. And yeah. So I call the mechanic up and I say, okay, let's go. And then we head out. And then the next inspection was Friday. Yeah? Now the gentleman that bought the new on Friday hadn't booked at all. He kept engaging me, but he hadn't booked. So let's finish the Primo. How do we end up buying a Primo? So I pick the mechanic and we drive and head out to the place where we bought the car. And when I get there, I learn from the guys that are taking this guy to buy that he changed his mind and he wants a Primo. That's before I even meet him. So when I meet him, I ask him, okay, why did you change your mind to a Primo? And then he says, I wanted to buy a Harrier, the new shape, but I can't afford it. So I decided to just buy the 2008 Primo, 2010 Primo. And the budget was 35 million shillings, yeah? So I did not know all the modalities. So when I got there, that's when I learned that the gentleman is actually going to pay 25 million first payment, which is still okay. And if I had been engaged in the budgeting for the car, I would have just advised him to buy a Primo at like 26 or 27 because he had the money, and not keep a debt on a car that is used like that. So, but I wasn't, because I was caught off guard, I wasn't able to advise this gentleman. Initially, and I had thought that he was going to pay cash. Even if it had been a Primo, had he been paying cash, we would have probably gotten a better deal, yeah? But those Primos, first of all, those Primos are rare in the market. Primo Yonga Yo, that shape. Most of the people that have those Primos love their cars and they are not selling, yeah? And that makes them quite expensive in the market. And yeah, so we didn't have a lot of options to look at. I tried to call other people that I know would have such a car, and none of them had it. So we were stuck to one dealer. So because I think the person that bought the Primo had done his homework, yeah. So he knew the one place that had the cars. So we inspected, I think, 5 Primos, and then that was the best. And the rest of them were actually more expensive. They were like 38, 39. So it was the cheapest. And at the same time, it was the most affordable. I don't want to say cheapest. It was the most affordable of all the options that we had. But at the same time, it was the one that was in pleasant condition. Omanyi, you look at a car and you see the price, and you also look at the condition, and if they don't match, you just decide to leave it alone. So there were those options. Some of them just were not good, ezimu nga catalytic converter bagijjamu, ezimu zaatomeramu, some of them the engines were bad, some of them okitegeera, some of them the computer reported errors with the gearbox, and yeah, and so we just had to that's the best option. Why I'm saying that, had I been asked for my opinion, I would have advised them to buy a car like 26 or 27, which would have been like a UBH or something. Why? Because those number plates, all about Kategura UBP, they don't matter in the end, because in like 2 years we will all have digital number plates. So it will not matter which number plate you bought your car on. So for the guys that are still saying Zengura Kanamba, Ulachi, Nabagura mo bond is when in 2 years their bond cars will be old. Gatifa batuteza for Zizaki Nambe Empia. So what would that advise? Right now, I would advise the guys that are buying used cars, buy condition. Buy condition. The moroka bojigwa konga nunji, and it promises to stay that way for some. Only more of course, which take right. Na yego bogure moroka nga it's in good condition. Te wali chikuza a car at a very high rate, at a very high price. Go Subaru fune moroka iringa yo musente zikako wansi. Right? At this moment, no good moroka mu bond or jigura kufuna the illusion that you're not going to fix anything in the next like 1 to 2 years. But also, guys, we have discussed and I've told you, sometimes not fixing a car for 1 to 2 years, it depends on where you live. If you live like the distance in Athajabera, you will fix the car. How much have I invested, for example, in the suspension of this car making it? Nagura ko shock zema vega is agira mu bond is fine like 5 to 6 months. I bought rear shocks, and I think I fixed the bushes in front, and I fixed the suspension again twice. So all in all, I think I'm okay no changa njigura ngojeko tires. I've spent 1 extra million on it. So I've spent about 1.9 to 2 million shillings in making the car much more comfortable for myself. And that is just fixing. Like I'm talking about fixing, not maridadi. So guys, good evening. Madesina babu zako. Mikhail UG Paul Sema, President Antonio Random Things, Aijuka Blair, Keith, Bukenya Abi, Wamala Williams, that's David Klaje VIP, Starch Events, Makinon, Kamukama Emmanuel, George Senkubuge Waswa Emmanuel, Official, Morad K Momo VIP, yes, Elijah Brandon, Miti Daga, Maneze Udowu. So guys, I hope you guys are doing very well. So tulinama bina ina yoka jamu kakuti. I have no idea why cheka ruwe moroko vechu ukawali inutibotira kwa jam. That's why I passed this way ngida kanguleyo chapati wani vya Dr. Kasini tusoke tubiveko for now tugera bina muka jam for some time. Why msaja. So guys, no, I'm going to Kampala Morad Kemum. I'm from Mukono. Hey. Bampe Rolex says, oh man, in Jarazawa, I'd rather eat a chapati. I'd rather eat just a chapati. Whatever in Jarazawa, Nabakura Rolex, and Garoza, Burumzi Van Chaff, News Manamua man. But I'm going to Rolex, Neka to what I do. Because the chapati takes longer time to make, I buy chapatis and then their mother makes Rolex for them at home. So I find that that's a much better thing for me. You Africans, the way we survive here, Africa surviving we are exposed to a lot of unhygienic things. Kama ya akuma. Eat a fruit than a chapati. Starch events. I'm healthy. I'm very healthy. That's one thing I know. I think the one thing I've cut out totally is sugar. I don't take sugar at all. How is South Africa? No. Muka succeed looking nice. Sika agala akaboro kako. Sagara pro box sagara succeed. Nze bunda bikira very rough. Is it church kute? I think I over.
Esereza nawo badde mukajjabu.
Waliwo edda ku main. Abayi. Muzeeyi alabye bakyuka naye n'akyuka. Nze kyekinsigaza wano nange kankyuke tulabe. N'oyo wakagofu yatuyiseeko ngadduka naye akyuse. Katukangoberere muzeeyi tulabe ekkubo eddala. Oyo jamu abeera bw'ati ebiseera ebimwe akyuse n'omugenda asinga. Baba abalala bakyuka. Bwevaayo naawe jjayo amagulu. Omanyi reverse camera bino byezitukolera. Obeera olaba nnyo okusinga abatalina reverse camera. Katuddeyo. The golf guy went very fast. He has come back. Let us. So anyway, guys, we bought the Primo. Am I happy with the purchase? The car was very good. I'm happy that we bought that particular car. Would I have done it any different? I think yes. One thing I've realized, the people that like the Primo, baba bagara Primo toina kyomugamba. If someone comes nga ayagala Primo, aba ayagala Primo. Other people you can probably tell make katono emoroka wefa gearbox. Abana bagofu bano bwetambula agivuga nga agendo gifiirako. Eyo gofu njimanyi no gimanya ya manya. So anyway, guys, you are healthy, but waba wakataka mukukuba pressure up. I am a makinon. Pressure, you see, guys, pressure ups have no clear method. Everyone will get their instruction from their instructor that there is a way pressure ups are supposed to be done. But me, I've challenged gym instructors. I've been to a gym before and I did 100 push-ups in one go. And then the instructor told me, you're doing them all wrong. And then I challenged the instructor to do push-ups the way I'm doing them wrong. Yeah, I had just done 100. I challenged him to just go. He should do the number of push-ups I do the wrong way. And he was not able to do it. So push-ups, I find that exercise, unless it's damaging you or unless you're getting injuries from them, exercises have no clear method. Like exercise like push-ups, body weight squats, any exercise that goes with body weight, no one knows exactly what is supposed to be done unless there is scientists who went and did sports science, or they are maybe like a physiotherapist and they're advising you from a scientific view. Press-ups, me, I've challenged people before and they failed. So I can never say that someone is doing press-ups all wrong until I have done the press-ups their way and I have beaten them. Because you saying that someone is doing press-ups the wrong way, that's why you're doing a lot. So I can do more than that. So anyway, press-ups have no method. I find that body weight squats have no method. Maybe when you put weights on your back, then you should have a method. You should have like a scientific way to do it. But body weight squats, it's your weight. You should be able to carry it in different directions. So take it. Yeah. So anyway, we bought a Primo. I would make a different decision. I would advise the buyer differently if given a chance. But it wasn't my decision to make. So we just made sure that we picked the best Primo we could pick. As a matter of fact, the guy that bought the Primo asked me, and I told him I would not buy this Primo 35 million shillings. I don't find it to be worth it. You get, there are so many other cars that I can buy. Right? But it was a good buy, but there are so many other choices I would make out, because me as Arthur, I don't find myself having a preference for a car. I think any day, I find that there are so many cars that I would buy. For example, our first payment was 25 million, 25, 26. With that money, there are so many cars that I would buy that are newer. Yeah, that are ngatenzi kuze cash ngateba manja. Zinga Arthur, I find that the only car that I would buy on credit when I want to waliwe chinya gwandwisa kati nadi yo sasida yachi baby nyefe urenda. So I find that with 26, 25 million shillings, there is so much more that I would do. But of course, people have preferences. One thing I've realized, there are two people that I've seen. There is nothing you can tell them. A person that is trying to buy a Primo, there is nothing you can tell them. A person that is trying to buy a Fielder, there is nothing you can tell them. A person that is trying to buy a Spacio, well, I've changed people that came to buy Spacios and I took them to the bond and bought newer vehicles. A person that has come to buy a Toyota Alex, that one still no inacho mugamba. But most Primo and Fielder buyers, aja sibulana akakubo kinchamira munze siri sure. A person that has come to buy a Fielder and a person that has come to buy a Primo are the unchangeable. You'd rather get a bad deal than buy any other car. Now I got a Primo old model na over to inacho bagamba. Uchitegira. Akakubo kaina kuba around here ke tudiramu today eri emabeka. Kako. But Uganda is funny. Mzee agambye mubuzo wa ichechi ganye muruko kutanange simanyi ndabye bachuka nange nenchuka. Choka nange kastangambye akonange nenchuka. But there is a road here. This one takes us back to the main road. But I'm sure these guys are coming from the main road because there is jam. Oba baduka basirikali. Either way, feka today one. But you guys realize that speed has nothing on us. Wako fumulabye misinde jaba datwara uyao. So sometimes okuduka tekuina chekuyamba. So anyway, so that's the story of the Primo. I'm happy with the buy. Hey, have you ever run away from the jam only to come into the jam? Hey. Oduka jam no gwa mu jam. There is no way. Normally I use Google Maps to predict jam, but my phone mujikwesa ku broadcast. Katunyomie. I usually prefer Primo, but they tend to be hiked. It sells and yet it's more options on the market. Guys, double tap the screen to give us likes. Double tap the screen. Arthur, for me, I love Primo 2008 upwards. But it can't fit in my budget. It falls back in position to Subaru Impreza 2013. Enonda bange watambula na yatenda abala bachuka. Amaso ngaganu mabana guys. Maso gande obirinda ko. Guys, mumpe ku magazine nkolechi under circumstances like this one where jam is becoming jamming. What should I do? In wakute neri wakute. Nkolechi nzira yere wabade wakute jenziru soba nsigale wano. Should I go back where I came from or I stay here? Where we'll move faster because it seems that jam is just a general thing. Nzira yere oba nsigale wano. It's not a feeling time when you're by my side. Let me tell you the truth. It's the way the voice is in high definition. Take a picture of you. 3 big glasses make you an impression. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Keep me by my side, you will stop with me. Girl, it's what I feel inside when you're by my side. Yeah. When you touch them, when you touch them, let it go fire, ashes, 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 burn them down. Say better, oh me go tire, burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them down. Now sooner, now never come. You're my number, we're gonna become my wife. Burn them down, burn them down. Tell me get together. Now sooner, now never come. Never come. Take out the dollar, take out the finger, take out the solar. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Give me by my side, you will stuck with me. Girl, it's what I feel inside, you by my side, yeah. Never more was on up, the way I'm so I do this simple thing for her. That she give me one, everything she do give me one, you know. Just a child for that. Okay, man. Yeah. When another star. I woke up in the good. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so good, like I was the whole food. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Feel like it's guitar today. I make her smile, I make her laugh, laugh, laugh. I make her dance, I make her wine, wine, wine. Feel like getting down, down to me, girl. Feel like touching down, down to me, girl. I'll make you one, make you one, make you one, babe. I'll make you smile, I'll make you feel like after that, I'll take you to my place where we will play. I'll be going to play. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling good. Jump, 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 jump. Feeling good. Feeling good. Jump, 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 jump. Feeling good. You and me, we rule the world. We're gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them dance. Come on, jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. So guys, munange tuli wano mu jam. Tankwata ngako bwati ngaba mu field. Of course, I don't think I've ever done a live broadcasting ngaba mu field. Have I? I don't think I have. Senkindu John mbo park there. Park there tunyumire chibozi. Nemwe basajja mmwe. You guys, do you know that I'm going back to town? I have to meet my team to add the team number. Some people have gone different directions, and after I've gone to meet the teams, I have to go pick my kids from school, and like that. At yao, tuvola kajamba nkarwanyisa kubebe. Wano balinga abata ne wali wale karu omusirikale. When I was fresh from school, I was madly in love with the Toyota Alex, but its high market price made me hate it, and its production stopped in 2006. Then I turned my attention to Primo. Again, Primo is like Alex high market price. Now for me, Arthur. Or in I'm not strict. We stick to Alex. Arthur, I'll turn the junction, you turn left as if you're going to Namiriango Road. Namiriango navuddeyo dda starch. Namiriango navuddeyo dda. Wendi simanyi nawo gwe kyomanye Namiriango wali mabega. Nje nvudde Namiriango nempitamu ekyo ekikubo n'enzija. Gwe kyomanya ampastiseta wano wendi ndi Nammambe kyemmanyi. I've not used this road before, so I cannot lie to you that I know where I am. But I'm looking at the traffic on the road, it's moving. They are making sure the main road moves. Nafe tuyoke tutambule. Mabantu mwabagala nnyo Primo. Kiki mujagalako ekiri awo? What does it give you that other cars that I don't think I'm like if I was stuck to a car, I'd have to give like logical reasons, not just liking the car. You know, Kubanga, I can have logical reasons that I can tell you that, you know what, I love this car because of this or this. That's why I want to buy it alone. So guys, yesterday nitwakayansa zeko nabadde ngenze kulaba Isaac Uyirika nga ngenze kulambula ku ttaka naye maama ngali abadde wala ngali abadde wala ate nze nga siri mulimi naye nga nalirabye nenvaayo. So for the people that are looking for land, Isaac might actually be a very good person to. Ali eyo mukyalo oyinza olowooza naye alinga bo munnakyalo. He fits in very well because he's a surveyor. He surveys some of their land. So they keep calling him when they have gigs. Name abataxi nga badduka badda gye tuvudde. Nene layini eva gye tuvudde nayo nene. Kangumire wano tulabe. That's road Nantabulira. You're going to connect to Jomai Stone, Kampala Majinja Road, main road. Nemwe nga mumanyi mukwata amanya g'enguudo. Bano abataxi badagawa. Ne bano baleka bagenda side z'emukono. Bano bava mu kibuga bano. Bano abatisse ebintu ku roof, they are from town. Yeah, so guys, yesterday the network put us off. And yeah, that's how we ended. I was still taking your suggestions on the Friday program, the one that's going to be live broadcasted. Najise Ichimeza Chimotoka. So that's the program where I'll be hosting people to Nyumiemu. I'm already getting feedback. Some of you guys can text me on WhatsApp and give me your feedback, what you thought. I'm sure you guys are watching. This is Jomai. Let me see how long, because the main road is actually moving. Yeah, I don't know why they are keeping us stuck here. Moroka ya mani tuli maso juu yongeri jajiri nyamo omuliro moroka ya manual cars zitama mu jam. For the people that have driven manual zitama. The other time I put on a shirt and someone that I work with at office, but in 2018 I was putting on shirts. And Yeah, I used to put on shirts. Of course, shirts and jeans, and yeah, empale za gentle zo zaagaana. But then after the lockdown, I just switched back to t-shirts, purely t-shirts. And I think my luck is in t-shirts. When I buy esaati ezo ez'amapeesi ezo, obwavu bwannuma nnyo. Obwavu bwannumanga nnyo, ng'ogatta bingi naye ng'obwavu bwo kale ng'olwanagana n'ensi nnyo nnyo nnyo. I think when you're comfortable, when you put on things that you're comfortable, you have a lot more control. Yeah. And when you have a lot more control, even to be tambula. Hi Kim Job, how are you? We are having an evening broadcast because nakedemo field Kim Job. Nakedemo field zagenzo weda saa 12 I'm at my first station. So there was no way I was going to do the broadcast. Sebo nkusaba nonyereze ko estimated price ya self loader tracker oba giyite crane in tono like 2.5 or 3 ton capacity. Self loader truck, yeah. What do you mean self loader? Ngaina, it has that thing. That's what you mean? Yeah, clarify. So we bought a Noah also on Friday. Now the gentleman of the Noah had texted me the Saturday before, and he texted me like at 2 p.m. and he said, "Are you free today for an inspection?" And I told him I'm not, and even if I were, it would be a very bad idea to buy a car on a Saturday. Kakono, okay, I'm going to ask for you. So that Saturday we were not able to link up, and we were not able to link up, and I left it at that. So I normally, when someone contacts me and they don't pay for consultation, I don't normally save their phone number. Yeah. And so I did not even save his number, but the messages stayed there. And he did not ask anything else. So I thought maybe normally when someone calls me and asks, "Are you free now for inspection? Are you free for inspection today?" And it's like 2 p.m. And normally it's because they are on the car they want to buy and they just want you to just go and inspect. I discourage that because it's not a very good idea. So on Friday, I think on Wednesday, he texts me again and he says, "Are you free on Friday?" And I say yes. Still, he doesn't pay anything. So he texts me on Thursday. But I was just finishing the inspection of the Primo and he texted me and I told him, "Whenever you're ready, let me know." And so he texts me on Friday and he says, "I want us to go." And I tell him, "Come and find me." Normally, when you don't pay consultation, you've not booked anything. So inakuja no sanga wendi. So he came in the morning on Friday. After you see Friday, I have quite some engagements, and that Friday you can hear a meeting. Baring up after the guys. So, Kari. The people that are born from this side or grew up this side tell us today were Muisuzu Fuso Kanta Hino as a brand. Kari baba. Tap Arthur, one love. I mean, how is Abu Dhabi's Pajero GDI worth buying? If it's the big one, teteza kutawanya. The small one, don't buy it. They buy a million bidding. Arthur, I have ever done an inspection with you, and I know the honesty you use. Give me an honest one about the 2008 Forester versus staying with my Ranex for more time because I need advice really. I think the only reason I should be buying a Forester is because you cannot afford a car. Normally, okay, guys, to be honest with you, majority of the time, it's just very few times when someone came to buy a Subaru Forester just for buying the Subaru Forester. Most of the times that people have come to buy the Subaru Forester, they came to buy the Subaru Forester because, okay, they bought the Forester because they could not afford the car they wanted. So they would ideally prefer a Toyota SUV, but they cannot afford the Toyota SUV. If that's the case, I would highly discourage you from buying the Subaru Forester because you already have a car that is doing the job for you. Yeah. But if you're really passionate about it, the only reason you guys should be buying Subarus is because you're passionate about Subarus. If you're buying a Subaru for anything other than passion, don't. Why are people branching off to this place? Do they know that where they are going it's also tough? There's some shortcuts that I saw here that like literally lead you to Namugo. You know achifete batuta. Twaza gwachi. You know main road yogirabanga itambula naye ffe no baleka batayi moroka every 30 minutes. It's a bad thing. I take it when you're in places like this, tosobola kuzikiza moroka because you don't want dust to come into your car, so you keep on AC. Ibyo binywa amafuta ebyo. But at them Arthur, I have ever okay. But Arthur, you're going to find jam in Boyogere going back to town. I want to branch off before Boyogere. I am sure there is a road there. Tewa inzabanga tewali woka kubo. Akansurati sirima bega wa Boyogere, maringi nengweringi nakawa. There should be a road. Unagenda muchalo tadda muchipugo oyo. Why? Agenda muchalo. Ona waruwa kali akakubo ndabe moroka nga zambuka yo. Kali wali waguru, but tell me about that car road. The people that know here, tell me about that car road. I travel live vlog. Akiram hi. Starch waru akakuba akamuka kosta jizira gakaragawa. There's a car road there where cars are going. Where does it lead to? I don't know if I can zoom in for you to see. Kariawa wa umutiawo. Karagawa. That car road, I would take that one. Omanyinze. Whatever you have to do to survive, you do. Kati akakubako kagwawa. Kuvanda bine taxi zigenda yo. Wano sure yewa mchibugo yo. Abateka musawa zina ye. You guys, if that line jebalagaba na badde Kampala badde tambula, oyagenda Kampala. If that line was moving, our line would not be increasing, but our line is increasing in length. Arthur, you don't tell us about the new. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you about the new inspection. It's just that nange ndi muntu kati jamo na mazeke emirembe. Zinabadde manyi by now ngenda kuba mu kibuga. But you know you cannot predict certain things. Growing up makes you a little bit more patient with life. Kali akakubo nga abasinga ati there's still cars going up there. Karagawa. That car road there, Starch. Morad Kemomo, where does that car road lead to? And many cars are going up there. It seems that's the car road I'm going to use. Atenga na yangu yokole emirimu gyange. Ero mbadde ne katabonga nkola. Eri waggulu wagenze yo taxi ziziri. Starch nawe tomanyi. Freddy Gumbi oba banange. After today morning you was busy. You never came live. Yes, Akiram, I had a early morning akatari kicker. And I told you guys I was going to do an evening broadcast today. Msirikali nali awo tayagala line eno ya mutama. Kubanga kiri kitwera na kisenga tubadde nga nze ndi master twali gambe kale. But alabika he lets one car go and then that's why we need traffic lights. Traffic lights are a little bit fair. So anyway, Toyota Nuwa, Marayo. So we meet on Friday and I did not know, initially I think his plan was to either get a used one or a new one from the board. He had a big budget. And initially I did not know that he actually had a big budget. But taxes vawa taxes zigenda eri waggulu ziva mu line egenda e Kampala. Banayinze ndaba abantu bagasse line nange kangende ngatteo ndaba bagasse lwaki nze sigatta munampolereza oba munansasulirako ekipapula akakakubo kali wano ewagenda midfield second Starch tongambye kati akakubo nkatidde kangende nonya akalala eno maaso. And you know guys, it's been a long time since I used this main road. Bijo vuga guli ogukubo kanzire eno naye wali wansi wali wayina okuba wali wakakubo. So we meet, and as we talk, I ask him, my people, I see why there is jam. Ndaba lwaki ne jam eri akutte. Can't you see all these cars are going to Mukono? Yeah? And if the cars that are going to Mukono are held up, there are so many cars that are going to Mukono that are holding up the traffic. So that explains it. There is a truck that is entering going to Mukono. This is the time for you to direct me. Senga nengere chikubo chireri nga kitambula eri senga nfuna wenchirengere ono ngenda funa wenchiddiramu. Omulabi wakawunda ayina gamba nogo. Arthur, taxi, okay. It takes you to Sonde and also takes you back to center shortcut. Saga a Sonde in Namugongo never you jam. That's my problem. I used to go via Namugongo and then I discovered this thing Mambe. Going via town is normally easier. The reason why we have jam here is because there are trucks that are entering going to Mukono. Kati wano wali factory ya Renzori, yeah? At this place. Yes, Rama Charity Organization. How are you, man? What is today? It's a long time since I came here. You know, ngenda kudayo kunonya ba marketing ba Coca-Cola tulabo batu ebyo okunywa. And starch, Sunday is okay. But for me, my problem normally comes from Namugongo. Okutandikira we Namugongo. Oh, you have a shortcut yo. Because I need a Google Map. I think it's the phone that I'm using for the broadcasting. You guys know this route properly. Tell me the next turn I'm taking to go for a shortcut. Namambe seems to be dead. And the reason why for again the Kampala we have jam is because these other guys have created this second and third line. So the Nua, we meet and I talk to the gentleman. I ask him what car you buying because I did not know at that time. He says, Arthur, I want to buy a Toyota Nua. But I want to buy the Nua, and then he asks me the difference between SI and G and X, yeah, and S. And I told him what I'm going to tell you now. Most of the things that make cars special, especially Toyota cars, especially if a Toyota has various streams already available, most of the things that make that car special don't matter. They don't. I'll give you an example. Things like the suspension. It's one of the most special thing about the Toyota Nua SI. Suspension yayo ya mulembe nnyo. However, suspension egira more original wefa. Then you go back to normal. Kazinga Azam, then Kakajo Sonde Namugongo. I think that would be far better than the jam. But the jam, I can go off. Katikuba ebikuba betakabi Namugongo nayo mulika mubimanyi. Why jebali? Mvireko wa. Kuba nekire kyataka kikutte. Bwembazi na Kampala watambula. Nebo yogerere. Oh ne. Ngagwe bokoze. So this guy has told me that they have told me the reason why we are not moving is because the guys from Kampala have created extra lines. You see, when I'm going to my home, I have a gazillion shortcuts that I can use. I branch off at Nesta. So anyway, guys, come my story ya Noah. So I told him the things that make some trims special from others mostly is the suspension. It's the seats. Yeah, it's the chrome, the chrome designs that they add to your car. Those are some of the things that make your car special. When you're so your network is but I was still telling you, when you buy a car from the board, most of the things that make it special while it's still new, in about 8 to 10 months will not matter. So sometimes it's about buying a car that is in good condition, one that won't disturb you at all, and at a good price. But the moment you start buying a car based on features, some of these features that you buy with the car, your mom used to work from here. So guys, some of the features that are going to be sold while in the bond, they will not matter in about 10 months. They will have become ordinary, and then you start saying, Katingate, you bought the car like an extra 5 to 10 million, which doesn't make sense. You get